Thanks for tuning in to Discover Stories on Reimagine Radio. Before we get started, here's a word from our sponsor.
Do you wish you had a voice in making some of the world's most popular websites more accessible? Fable is recruiting a community of paid assistive technology users who work from home to test websites and provide feedback on how they can be improved. We're currently recruiting testers who use Dragon, voice control, eye tracking, switch controls, and head mice. No resume, no cover letter, and no experience with user testing is required. Learn more and apply at www.makeitfable.com/community.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Artist Feature Podcast on Reimagine Radio. I'm Bryden and Noah, Program Coordinator with the Vancouver Adapted Music Society. And joining me today is Noah Stolte, Assistant Coordinator here at VAMS, and Turner Churchill, the featured artist for today's episode.
Howdy.
Howdy, Turner.
Hello.
Welcome back for part 2. This is the second part of our analysis of Turner's EP Nite Shift, which was made here at VAMS, and can be found on all streaming platforms, I believe.
Yep.
Nice. So, we're just going to get back into analyzing the tracks, but before we do, Turner's going to chat a little bit about the artwork and some ideas for how to release the...
Yeah, this is important because, Bryce is, so good at art, so I use him for this project and the last project, as well as my old band, Wrecked Beach, which we had 3 or 4 singles and an album worth of artwork. So, now he's based in Montreal. He used to live in Vancouver, and his name is Bryce Aspinall. So you can find him on Instagram. But he's awesome, cartoon kind of style of art. So,
yeah,
The colors are really cool.
this color, the purple, and this one's very cool.
And the one and
Yeah.
and Glyph also had really cool
yeah,
colors too.
he works fast, and he does a good job because he did a whole different artwork for this project, but he just scrapped it because he wasn't feeling it, and he created a whole new thing. So yeah.
Dedication.
I have an idea of I'm going to print up some tapes. So I got some orange tapes for Glyph because Glyph's art is orange, and I got some purple tapes for the Nite Shift thing. So
Throwing it back, some cassettes.
yeah,
pretty sweet.
people can't really play them, but it's cool.
Everyone's got their dad's old Walkman laying around.
Yeah,
that's true.
Something.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you aren't playing it, it's cool having the physical thing
Yeah,
and knowing that the songs are inside of that thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like vinyl
It's
too.
bringing your art into the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's cooler than a CD because CDs, although they're more practical, a cassette is actual tape. So
It's analog. It's
yeah,
technically perfect audio.
yeah,
Technically.
Yeah.
and they look cool.
And they that's the main reason though.
Yeah.
Is they look cool.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, so you're gonna be selling those probably, or
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, people could buy them.
Yeah,
You
maybe
don't need to
$5.
give them away. Make people pay for them.
$7.
$6.50. Yeah, who knows?
$7.35.
Okay, let's get back into the EP, Nite Shift. We're going to start now with the third track, which is called Oaxaca.
Oh, heck.
That one's really cool. The bass sound is crazy though.
Yeah.
Like I wrote down here, like it's very stereo, obviously. Like you can really feel it in both ears. But
Yes.
the cool, like I think the coolest thing about that bass sound though is you can almost hear the waveform. Like it's so like
Jagged.
low and like jagged is like the exact word.
Yeah, dude.
It's a sample of a Juno, and I think there's either like a chorus or a flanger on there, which I always use.
Yeah, you give
I
the
just
bass
love
like some
chorus
movement.
on bass.
Yeah,
for some reason.
well, it just like spreads it around
Yeah,
the stereo field and like totally like engulfs the entire song, right?
yeah.
But that mixed with like the really smooth sine wave kind of chords that kind of glide into each other. It's like this cool, dare I say, juxtaposition of sounds.
Yeah, I like the song about. I like the layers in the song because like even like the snare has like a weird like shaker or something with like two different pitches that like rotate. So there's like lots of layers and like you like sidechained I think the rain. So like that gave because there's like a rain sample. So there's like lots of movement in the song too.
Yeah, it is kind of like breathing.
Yeah,
almost.
so I don't. So a sidechain is when you'll take audio, like the rain sound, and then you'll attach something to it called a compressor, but it doesn't matter. But every time the kick plays, it essentially like ducks in volume. So then it makes that.
Yeah, just makes it sound more interesting.
Yeah.
As well as like very
a
industrial
pulse.
sounding or like
I was noticing that. It
Yeah.
sounds like a
machines.
factory at a
Yeah.
certain part, especially with like the cymbals. They sound like steam kind of like shooting
That's
out
true.
of like
yeah.
like a
it's like the same
combustion
electronic
energy.
sounds that I like like the last song. Yeah.
Well, in those like little like breaks in between the sections, kind of when the drums drop out, and same as the outro too. There's some cool sound effects there as well
Yeah.
that are tonal but sound like beeping machines or something,
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
Again,
Yeah.
we're
Like
back
a
in industrial.
Star
land.
Wars console. Like,
Yeah. Again, a cool one. It's also it's a cool way to bring the energy back up a bit after slow fire as well. Like if
Yeah.
you're following the kind of the plot line, I guess, of the EP, we kind of started really high, came low, and now we're
Yeah.
kind of coming back up, right?
It's also like the names, like it's hard to like name like electronic song because like the names are usually like the like a word like in the chorus or like a phrase in the chorus of like a rock song. So I just like read books and like look for like words I like stylistically too.
Just
kind
cool
of thing.
buzzword.
Yeah,
Kinda rolls off the
What
tongue.
does this
nice.
word mean?
It's just like a city in,
Oaxaca?
in Mexico.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That. Oh, okay.
But I actually didn't know how to actually say it because I read it.
Oh,
So
Yeah, it's definitely a funky spelling if you
I
don't
used to
know
do
what
that
it is.
all the time as a kid. Like wildly mispronounce words that I only ever read. Like I was always wrong. It was like an ongoing joke in my family that I would say a word and everybody would be like, "What are you talking about?"
yeah,
And they'd be like,
you're dumb.
Yeah.
they'd be like, "I've only ever read this in a book. I've never actually heard
Little
anyone say
kid.
it." Yeah. I just said pedestrian one time instead of pedestrian.
Oh, I said asparagus instead of asparagus.
Asparagus.
I was like,
yeah.
what am I even saying right now?
That's funny. Anyways,
But yeah, that was
We
Oaxaca.
digress.
Yeah.
Again, a cool kind of energy though. It's not like super high energy like the first one, but
Yeah.
it still goes though. Like it has a lot of like it drives the whole time for sure.
Yeah.
But that one is going to feed into the fourth track, Cymatics.
8 toots.
Hey, there you go.
Yowza.
So that was Cymatics. Definitely like a happier. This is probably the happiest feeling one.
This is
on
like
the,
the least sinister song. Like,
I feel like it's
Yeah.
like one.
That's a good way to
it's
put
like
it.
it's like joyful.
Yeah.
Like it's not even happy. It's just like ecstatic.
Well, yeah, I still think key of C major. So
well, that was
yeah.
so that's what I wrote down here. Is like it's all based around the most simple thing, and
Yeah.
it's like the 3 notes in the C major chord.
Yeah.
Like you're playing that
C, E, F.
Dung,
Or not F, G. Yeah.
ding.
Yeah.
And it's like very simple, but then everything around that.
And like the main hook that comes in, like the second half, the same notes.
Yeah.
with a B on
Yeah,
the
with the
end.
major
So it's
seven.
a
It does.
C7.
It does get a little bit like for 1 second you're like, oh, is this is a little thoughtful all of a sudden.
Yeah, it dips in.
It's
Yeah.
The dum da da dum dum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
that B,
That was
the-
wildly wrong, but
Good old major 7.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Making
because
a-
like I kind of hate like the way I write lines, because I always like write the same lines because I'm like a keyboard guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about based on the shape of like the keyboard, like and what I can do with like one hand,
Mm-hmm.
like as opposed to like if you write like a line on guitar, it's probably gonna be different. But
That is true. Yeah, like you're basing it around the shape of the chord,
yeah,
more or less, right? There's a lot of cool panning in that one. I noticed, like the stereo field in that is just
yeah.
monstrous. And then the OP1 just came in massively clutch with that really cool kind of like junky
bells.
sound, like
different sample bells and vibes.
Like a metallic bubble popping. On
yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. It almost sounds like something's being dropped.
Yeah,
And it's just like the sound it's making is it just reacting to falling on the ground or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Very
It's
interesting.
But then again, that one is like it's all over the place in the stereo field. I think it's so cool.
yeah. And this song is so far were songs that I've started probably 3 or 4 years ago. Like and I brought them in, and now they're like completely different. So
That's true.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well,
I mean that arpeggio moment
Yeah,
That's true.
and
where
then- yeah.
it's like not even going at the right speed.
Yeah, we
It's
just kind of
just like-
winged it, eh?
yeah,
It's so like loose, but then every time it does hit the right beat, it feels like so good.
Yeah, it like trips over itself.
Yeah.
You get like
It's like,
confused and then it catches finally and
so sick.
yeah. Yeah, we used the Nord for that, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we were spinning the.
yeah. I'm
Tempo
warming up to the Nord because I own a Nord, and for some reason I didn't like it because it's not like analog.
Oh,
That's so dumb though. Like
Which one is
that
it?
keyboard was like those keyboards are like so good.
Yeah. Which one do you
Like
have?
even because they were digital. Well, I had the Nord Electro 6, but I sold it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a powerful machine.
yeah,
Well, you could only do what we did with the stage because of the synth section.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Electro has a synth
Oh
section.
yeah, Electro has like sample of synths, but they don't have the same controls.
Oh,
There's no like arpeggios and stuff.
Or weird fishes.
Arpeggios. Weird Fishes arpeggi. But yeah, that one again really cool. It's again bringing that energy back into the EP, and yeah, just a different feeling overall.
Yep.
So yeah, let's move into the last track of this EP, which
Let's
is
hope it's a good one.
Let's
Don't want to finish on a bad
Yeah.
song.
this one is
Pressure's
called Alchemy.
Who cares?
I'm not editing that. That song is so sick.
Very epic way to end the EP.
Woo! Woo! Brick Flair.
So sick.
This one, when you first brought it in and I heard the intro sample, I was like, what the heck is this? Because it's so atonal at the start.
Oh, yeah.
Like that sample, I was like, what are you even going to do with this? But I noticed the progression of the song. It starts more kind of eerie feeling with that, like the synth with the MS-20 on it, like just going absolutely wild.
Yep.
But then you can almost break it up into three parts, right? You have that A section, which is what I was just talking about. The B section, when we bring in that new chord progression, that starts like lifting up the feeling and kind of the overall attitude of the track. And then the C section, which is the outro where everything is just going.
Yeah.
Was that after
C-section.
that one like super detuned? After that one detuned line comes in, it goes.
Yeah, that part's like anthemic, man. Like
That's so.
yeah, for real. It's that part when you're playing live and just everyone has their hands up, just waiting. You know,
Yeah.
it's so epic.
But then it goes from there into that like sick like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that again was the Nord, and it was
So
just
cool.
the.
Was it?
It was the Nord.
auto pan, I think.
I think it was auto pan on MS-20.
Yeah, you just put we had an existing synth.
The Nord's
and
not on this.
You had
Really?
used
There's like
auto
4
pan.
synths in this.
Oh yeah,
on
I
this
did use
song.
AutoPan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just like gradually like change the.
so put it in
value.
phase, so it was really just doing the volume.
It's like a trem almost.
But you can't. There's no like timing. Like it's not to any like specific
no.
note length. It's just by
Yeah.
frequency. So like we very much lucked out with like the timing. It actually like has proper note lengths.
Yeah,
I
it's
noticed
crazy.
once it kind of catches the beat.
Yeah.
Definitely a trick that I use a lot.
Yeah.
Is that
It kind of sounds like it's going like, da 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 da.
yeah.
Like somehow I don't know why
It's very
it does,
strange,
but it
yeah.
sounds like it's like has that rhythm. But it's just because it's like slowing down and speeding up.
And then the second part of it too, where it's like that slow dotted feel, like
the whole
down,
track.
down, 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 down,
Yeah.
down, 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 down,
So
down,
Yeah.
down.
And then crescendo.
Yeah, at the
Rising
end.
crust pizza.
Yeah.
And this is like probably the most hip hop. This one is slow fire, or like less like up tempo. It's more like hip hop. So
That's true. Like the drum pattern, especially in like the middle part, I
Yeah.
noticed it's very like
yeah,
has that.
but like
It's very
no,
rappable.
but like no one's rapping on it, so we had to like use 4 synths instead.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
but we also did have you singing on it with vocoder.
yeah.
yeah, this is your singing debut. I can't remember.
No,
Were
he
you?
sang
No,
on
you
the
sang on
last
Glyph,
EP.
right?
Yeah, on the last EP, I used a vocoder twice,
Yeah,
so I only used it once on this EP.
Yeah.
So.
Next EP probably won't be there at all.
Yeah, I'd be fine with the notes, just
following the
instrumentals
trends.
or samples.
this one was more like pointed though as a vocal, and less like
Just
set
like
in as
just
a,
like 2 words or something.
yeah, like the one before in the last EP, it was more use your voice more as an instrument.
Yeah.
It felt like
Blush, plugs.
yeah, I loved that. But in this, it's like there's an actual like
Yeah,
phrase.
because
There's
like you're
meaning to it.
holding the note longer than just like saying words.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. That track is so sick though.
yeah, It's a really cool way to end for sure.
Probably my favorite track on the EP.
yeah. It's
I
my
think.
it's my brother's favorite track too. Although I think he likes hip hop more so than like electro beats or like techno or anything. So, but I think it's the most detailed track too, besides Nite Shift.
Yeah, that's true.
And it slaps the hardest. Yeah,
Yeah, it would be very danceable if you played this in like a concert setting or like a club setting.
yeah.
Like this would be one you could get the crowd going to for sure. By the way, do you have any plans for performing live?
I'll probably do something at my house. Well, I have like some DJ controllers and stuff, so I can start to do that. So
Yeah, that'd be very dope.
yeah. So I pretty much have like 10 songs, so that's like a half an hour set, right? So
Well, I
that's pretty
mean,
good.
if you like sort of chopped them up and made them like longer, like especially the houseier ones, you could potentially make them much longer songs.
Yeah, and like fade like into each other.
Yeah.
Like do all these tricks, like
Mix in some acapellas.
yeah.
That could be cool. Well, I mean, also you have this new EP that you're working on as well.
Yeah, well, I think this is gonna be like an album, so I'll probably because we only have like 5 songs again,
far.
so
Yeah.
like I'll probably aim for like 11 or 12,
Cool.
like and like actually release stuff like ahead, like singles and stuff, which I didn't do. I just like released like EPs, which like I was just like too lazy or like I just like didn't know like how to do that, like.
Yeah.
So I'll probably
also
like
just-
release like 3 singles, like staggered, like 2 weeks apart, and release the album.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Cool.
It's also like you don't want to get bogged down in the process of that when releasing stuff for the first time.
Yeah.
Like these are your first 2 EPs, like
Yeah.
pretty soon after one another too. Like they both came out this year.
Yeah. Like EPs are short, it's like 15 minutes or 60 minutes.
I mean,
so,
still
like,
though, it's like 5 songs. They take
Yeah.
time to work on, and it'd be very cool to do an album. I was curious about that because looking at that folder today with a new one, I was like, all right, 5 songs. We got another EP. Let's go. But
No.
no, I think an album would be
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
I'll probably just sit on them for a few months at least.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you might be our most productive client.
I think,
Yeah.
you just rip through tracks. Yeah.
Well, I try to do something every day. So
I mean, the other thing too, though, is that you work on it at home.
yeah.
Whereas some
And
of our
then
clients
also he
can
comes
only
in every single week.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Definitely dedicated. It's pretty awesome, man. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
blast working with you.
I have nothing
so
else to do besides
Totally.
watch sports. So
watch sports and
Yeah.
rip beats,
And
man.
win
yeah.
awards, apparently.
yeah.
And what?
Win awards.
And win awards. Yeah. That's true.
Like that you know I won.
Yeah. The Juno.
Yeah, and among his other Grammys, you know, the Juno means more than a Grammy.
This is probably confusing for the listeners what we're saying.
Yeah,
We should
yeah,
actually
so
say
dumb.
that today, just actually before we recorded this podcast, Turner was awarded the one of the 15th annual Gert Vorster BC Rehab Awards.
It's the 50th or 15th?
15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good solid number.
Yeah. No, you should totally be proud of yourself, man. Again, I
Yeah.
think we kind of talked about this on Discover Stories too, though, but just like how far you've come from like when you first came to GF Strong and
Yeah.
you're still here.
Well,
I
like,
think we could talk
yeah.
about even how far he's come in terms of songwriting.
That's true.
Like his tracks when he first started, like you said, it was looser. We figured out more stuff. Like, but for this EP and especially the ones come in, the arrangement, you've definitely picked up a lot of what
yeah.
Bryden has been doing and have started to already
Yeah.
been doing it yourself, and you definitely have more vision for how the song should sound
Yeah.
at the end than you used to, I think.
It's also just like listening to music and like just like intaking it and like just trying to figure out like how they made it, because like I've tried to read books, but like that's freaking useless. Like you could just like listen to something that you're stoked on.
Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah.
that's the easiest way for like film or like any like painting.
Do you remember what artists you were listening to when you wrote lots of these Nite Shift songs?
It was Fortet, Floating Points. It's all the UK like electronic guys.
Yeah, okay, sick.
So, but now I just listen to everything now, like 90s rock or
Nice.
80s rock. It's probably like my favorite things, like Tool, Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
But I don't make that stuff. It's kind of weird. So
Yet. You
interesting.
don't make that stuff yet.
yeah, but like Nine Inch Nails is like it's like all over. Like
That's true. Yeah, he goes a lot of places.
yeah,
Trent.
Big
Yeah.
Trent. But yeah, well, I think I know we could probably talk a lot more about the EP, but we'll save that for another episode maybe in the future when we have an album to release.
Yeah, and if you want to buy one on cassette, you can contact Turner Churchill. But they
DM
cost $45.
DM me at
$45.
turnt_JC TURNT_JC.
And that's on Instagram.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, and I might have been lying with the $45.
I think you were. Yeah.
yeah. I'll probably give them away Or if I have to mail them, like at least like
Pay for the shipping.
Cover for the shipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, if you're interested, you can talk to Turner.
Yeah,
And
or reach
he'll
out to us at VAMS and
probably
we'll
make
put
it
you in
work.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Artist Feature on Reimagine Radio. I've been Bryden, your host. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Turner, for being on the podcast.
It was fun.
It was fun. Thank you. You can never be serious, hey?
Hey, touch.
Yeah, okay. Come on. All right. Bye, everyone.